Welcome back to this 108-day Surya Namaskara or Sun Salutations journey. Today is day 96, and today we reflect on a very practical but powerful truth. Motivation begins the journey, but discipline completes it. Motivation is beautiful. It gives us the spark, it makes us excited, it helps us start something new. But motivation is unstable. Some days it is high, some days it disappears completely. Some mornings you wake up inspired, some mornings the body feels heavy, the mind feels dull, and everything inside you says, maybe tomorrow. And this is exactly where discipline becomes important. Because discipline is not dependent on mood. Discipline says, I may not feel like doing this today, but I remember why I began. That is maturity. That is tapas. That is yoga. In Surya Namaskara, this lesson becomes very real. When you begin a challenge, there is excitement. The first few days feel fresh. The body is curious. The mind is engaged. The goal feels inspiring. But somewhere along the way, the novelty fades. Life happens. Work happens. Travel happens. Fatigue happens. Resistance happens. And then the real practice begins. Not when everything is easy, but when you continue with sincerity, even when the excitement is gone. That is where discipline becomes sacred. But let us understand discipline correctly. Discipline does not mean harshness. It does not mean forcing the body brutally. It does not mean self-punishment. Yogic discipline is intelligent commitment. It is a loving structure that protects your higher intention from your lower impulses. It says, I will not abandon myself every time my mood changes. This is very powerful because many people wait to feel motivated before they act. But in real life, action often creates motivation. You may not feel like practicing, but you begin with one breath, then one movement, then one round, and slowly the energy changes. The mind becomes clearer. The body awakens. The mood follows the action. This is why we do not wait for motivation. We install rhythm, we build structure, we return to practice. Surya Namaskara is a perfect teacher of this. It is simple enough to repeat, but deep enough to transform. Every round says, show up, breathe, move, return, again, again, again. This repetition may look ordinary from outside, but inside it builds a new identity. You are no longer someone who only practices when life is convenient. You become someone who honors practice. You become someone who can keep a promise to yourself. And that is one of the deepest forms of self-respect. Modern life often trains us to chase stimulation. We want novelty. We want quick results. We want instant energy. But yoga teaches a different path. The path of steady fire. A little practice daily. A little breath daily. A little awareness daily. A little self-correction daily. Over time, this becomes extraordinary. Not because one day was dramatic, but because you did not stop. That is the secret. Consistency is not glamorous, but it is powerful. Discipline may not always feel exciting, but it creates freedom. Freedom from laziness, freedom from excuses, freedom from emotional dependency, freedom from waiting for the perfect mood. So today, as you watch or practice day 96, ask yourself, what kind of person am I becoming through this practice? Not just physically, energetically, mentally, spiritually. Am I becoming more reliable to myself? Am I becoming more grounded? Am I becoming more steady? Am I learning to show up with humility even when no one is clapping? Because that is where real transformation happens, in the quiet moments, in the unseen repetitions, in the choice to return. And remember, discipline does not remove joy. True discipline creates deeper joy. Because when you live aligned with your higher intention, your inner world becomes lighter. There is less guilt, less self betrayal, less chaos, more clarity, more respect, more strength, more trust in yourself. This is why discipline is not the enemy of freedom. Discipline is the doorway to freedom. Today's reflection is, where in my life am I waiting for motivation when I actually need loving discipline? Stay with this gently. Choose one area: sleep, food, movement, breath, work, spiritual practice. Do not try to fix everything. Just choose one place where you can show up more steadily. This is day 96 of 108. Let Surya Namaskar remind you, you do not need perfect motivation, you need sincere commitment. Begin with one breath, continue with one movement, and let discipline carry you where motivation cannot. See you on day 97. Namaste.